Hey guys, it's time for another daily wisdom dive, and today we're taking a dive into Proverbs chapter 11. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So chapter 11 is again a continuation of the contrast between the righteous or upright versus the wicked. We started that comparison between the lives and destinies of the righteous versus the wicked and foolish versus the wise in chapter 10. So chapter 11 just continues that. We're just going to pick right up and get straight to the rundown. So in Proverbs chapter 11, it tells us that deceitful and fraudulent dealings are disgusting to God, but he delights in fair and honest practices. The one who is prideful oftentimes brings shame upon themselves, but humility is the foundation of true wisdom. A person who lives without shame and secret is considered upright, and their integrity is what guides them through life. But the crooked ways of the unfaithful one brings them destruction. Now, while there are many benefits to earthly riches, there are limitations to earthly riches as well. One of which is that earthly riches are useless on the day of judgment. The blameless person is confident that God's guidance is with them and their integrity will deliver them. But God doesn't even need to intervene in the fall of the wicked, because the wicked bring their own destruction to themselves. The expectation of the wicked to receive blessings and goodness, that dies when they die. It goes no further than the grave. Any trouble that a godly person experiences in this life is only temporary, and they will be delivered. But for the wicked, the trouble that they experience here is far from any trouble that they've yet to get. Hypocrites destroy people with their words, but God delivers the righteous through their knowledge. The same way that a community rejoices in the blessings of the righteous is the same way they celebrate the end of life of a wicked person, because the community knows when goodness comes upon the righteous, that goodness extends to them too, but the words of a wicked person will destroy a city. A person who lacks wisdom disrespects and belittles their neighbor, but someone who is wise knows that there is a time and place for the outrage, and they keep quiet. An uncontrolled talker loves the power of revealing secret. That means someone who loves to gossip feels that their power comes from spreading secrets. But a wise person knows that there's a time for privacy and knows how to conceal a matter. People need leadership and guidance, and so those who are in leadership have to be able to give wise counsel, because there is safety in the input of counselors. Don't promise to pay the debts of somebody else or a stranger, because that is foolish. But it is wise to be responsible for your own debts. A gracious woman has honor and dignity, and strong men, they get riches. If you deal kindly with others, then you will be rewarded and receive kindness as well. But the cruel people, they bring destruction to their own self. A wicked person often does deceptive work, but the person who does work with integrity and honesty will be rewarded. Godly people find life, and evil people find death. God is disgusted by people with crooked and perverse hearts, but he delights in those who have integrity and are righteous. Whether you're wicked by yourself or you're wicked with a group of other wicked people, you will never be stronger than God, and you will be punished. But blessing is on the righteous and their descendants. Now, just as it's ridiculous and unfitting to put a gold ring on a pig's snout, it's just as unfitting for a beautiful woman to lack wisdom or self-control. Her beauty will not make up for her foolishness. Someone who gives generously receives more, but stinginess will lead to poverty. The person who holds grain and withholds from selling it in the time of need just to make a profit will be cursed by the people themselves. But the one who sells it at a fair price when it's in need will be blessed. Seeking good brings favor with God and men, but if you go seeking for evil, evil will find you. As much as there is value in riches and wealth, it is a wise thing to not put your trust in riches. The person that trusts in God versus riches will flourish. Bringing trouble to your family is to invite a future of trouble, and is a foolish thing to do. And the foolish is oftentimes a servant of the wise. A righteous life bears fruit, and it gives life to others. It is a wise thing to win souls for God. Now, the chapter ends very nicely by reminding us that if God rewards those who are righteous, how much more will he give those who are wicked just what they deserve? So that's my rundown of Proverbs chapter 11. I know it may have been a bit different than the rundown of the other chapters in terms of structure, and that's because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, Proverbs 11 is really just a continuation of Proverbs chapter 10, where it continues the contrast between the righteous versus the wicked. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what your key takeaway points were, and join me back here tomorrow where we take a dive into Proverbs chapter 12. Bye guys.